Well, I'm driving to the Walmarts, and I figured I'd talk about the truck, how it drives, and basically review that side of the truck. It's the turbocharged 4-cylinder. It was in the Mustang, the 2.3 EcoBoost. It's got pep. I mean, they put it in this transmission, so I drove a WRX, a 2018 WRX, when I switched it for this truck. And I put 30,000 miles on that WRX. Now, that car, it's got a big turbo on it. It's got a ton of torque. You can tune it. This is very similar. This is the same type of thing. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of potential there. Having said that, I had a manual transmission WRX, and the torque is there. You have complete control over torque, like, immediately, and there's some getting used to going to this automatic transmission, and I've owned automatic transmission vehicles in the past. They were a little stiff or whatever, but you get used to them. But like, this thing is unique. It's the way it just floats is the only way I can describe it. The way it floats the gears is, it's got a lot of different options. So it's kind of like, I think it has a lot to do with the way that, we have computers in cars now that are fairly powerful. So it's doing calculations and stuff. And it's pretty neat. And I gotta say, it's a lot of fun just figuring it out. And there's a ton of torque and power. So, it's just like driving the WRX. So, I got a little bit to learn and play with, but I'll get into that a little bit more in a minute. My point being that if you floor it in this car, it's just like, going as hard as I could in that WRX, right? So, and I don't do any work at all. I'm just flooring it. I could be, dealing cards, for Christ's sake, while I'm doing this. And just, mind you, that WRX was stock, and so is this thing, and it's, I don't know what else to say. It's an exciting truck. It weighs quite a bit, I guess. It doesn't weigh too much, but it weighs more than a WRX did, and it's still, very exciting like that. So it's fun. It's a fun truck. Now, the other parts are, it's very versatile. It's not just, the WRX was versatile too. You could daily drive it, basically not queue up the turbo at like 3,200 RPMs, or, drive it like a maniac. So this thing has regular drive, sport mode, and you can shift it if you want to too. So now, basically, it's like if you got your coffee and you're just rolling and you're in no rush and you're not trying to burn a lot of gas, you just leave it in drive. You barely touch the throttle on this thing, and it'll get you where you need to go. It's nice. It's not too slow. It's not too fast. If you need to get somewhere, you kick that sucker in sport, and you're gone. It holds gears, skips gears. It does what it needs to do to get you out of there. And it's a lot of fun. And you can shift it too if you want to. So what I noticed was, say you're going around a lot of turns, or like there's this road I used to drive my WRX on that was a lot of fun. It was really turny, and we called it the Gorge, right? It was like a mountain pass, perfect for the WRX. You could go insane down this thing, and it was just tons of fun, and a big rush, right? So I started messing around with it, that road with the Ranger, and essentially I found that shifting it helps a lot. You can shift it. Like, if you want that torque to roll through the turns and hold the torque in the rear tires or whatever, with the lower gear, and not let it downshift and lose that high rev that's going on, like almost like the engine braking, so to speak. Like, you don't want to lose that while you're in the turn, right? So like, you can shift this thing too, And, you know, I don't have to do any work. Like, I don't have to clutch it and put it in the gear. I'm not going to miss the gear. Like, you know, it's, reminds me a lot of like PlayStation or something like that. Like, I'm just kind of chilling. I have total control, just like a manual, but I don't have to do much. So, you know, that little shifter button, it's not too bad. I mean, I don't know, maybe a WAP stick would help, or I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's, I guess we'll see once I'm banging through some real big bumps or something and I need to do it, if it's good or not. But that's the other thing with a shifter too, is it's hard to shift gears when you're banging a bunch of bumps. Is it easier to just click a button when you're doing that? So we'll find out. I don't know. Anyways, it's a lot of fun. I'm going to go in Walmart, so I'll continue in a minute.